Well, back guys to episode 6 of the F1 Manager 22 career mode. We are Ferrari, of course, and it is now time for Barcelona. Last time out, Leclerc threw away the win. I mean, it should be 5 from 5. Leclerc should be leading the championship by a massive gap. He's not. Ferrari, we have, what, a 49-point gap to Red Bull. He leads his teammate by 13, and he leads Max Verstappen by 26. So if you look at it, oh no, 20. He wishes it was 26. It's no 26. It's 16. Sorry for Stevie's pish maths. But next up, Spain. We actually did a scout for Fernando Alonso. Is that complete yet? I don't believe it's actually said that. Up and coming driver. I mean, we'll scout him, like, I guess. I mean, look at this. But then it gives you all this, and it's like, what the fuck? I don't really care. You know. Don't really care about this guy. Arton Simmons, I mean, he had a similar name to fucking whatever you man. But we've got upgrades that are on the car. They've all come in. And then we've the prep here for the race. 66 laps, of course. Looks like it's going to be clear skies in the race. But I guess time will change. New front wings, new rear wings. Things are looking good here at Ferrari. I mean, yeah, we lost our winning streak there, but I mean, realistically, on pace, we should have did it. With Sainz, we fucked up, made him do an extra stop, and then with Leclerc, well, he binned it. Sounds like a typical race for Ferrari in real life, but hopefully here in the circuit of Catalunya, we get the job done and bring back some points. So here we go. Give them a real run for their money. Saturday, moderate rain. Oh, rain in qualifying, that could really make things interesting. Got to be on the right tyres at the right times. And let's dive in to the weekend. We do practice pretty well. So Friday's running's complete. Looks like Max has got the upper hand. Then it's Leclerc, Sainz, Perez, Bottas, Hamilton, Gasly, Russell, Magnussen, Alonso. Alonso's doing pretty well in P1. He was actually up in like P4, I believe, but home Grand Prix. But he slipped down a wee bit there, and I mean, set-up confidence for both drivers just ain't where it needs to be. But I mean, with a wet race or in a wet qualifying, I mean, do you really want to set it up now? That is the let's see what the weather is like here. We're looking at a damp track. It looks like practice 3 is going to be dry, but I mean, that could pose a problem later on. Practice 3 moderate. I mean, I don't know if it's going to be fucking hanging out, but I mean, 53% confidence isn't exactly where we want it to be. I mean, a lot of stuff is bad. Major setup changes to the car here for practice 3, and looks like the session started dry, but then it ended wet, and we've got Leclerc still really close to Verstappen, but now Sainz has slipped behind Perez, Alonso, Bottas, Hamilton. They look like the best of the rest this season, to be honest. But I mean, the setup confidence is not a wee bit like, but nothing major. We're diving into a wet qualifying session here. I mean, it doesn't look like it's going to be wet at any point. I mean, I believe that is for what? Well, I said the next 18 minutes, to be fair, it's not going to be, so don't really know 100% about that. But we're going to sim up a little bit here. Ferrari sending their drivers out. I mean, of course, in this race, I believe Leclerc in real life had an engine failure. So let's see what Leclerc and... Oh, fuck. We actually just held up Perez there, which could come to our favour, right? But as you see, Perez, but fuck, we're massively down as well. I mean, we were doing 17.7s, man. Sainz can't really, I mean, that should be enough to get through. Sector 2, yellow flag, nothing major though. Bottas gets within 5. Latifi spun on turn 5. Let's see this. Nicholas Latifi. Yeah, it's a bit of an amateur spin there. I mean, he's lucky that's not during the race, or else it would have been a traffic jam. Verstappen goes fastest, so it's Verstappen, Leclerc, Sainz, Alonso, Bottas, your top 5. Sergio Perez close to that bottom. Where is Perez coming out? He's actually quite close to Albon, but I mean, you'd expect him here not to be getting held up to do a job. Big Sergio, but the grid, is it going to change drastically? Only time will tell. Gasly comes around the final corner, gets P7. Sergio Perez, tell you what, man, right at the back of Albon, sticks at P5, but he's lucky he could have crashed it, but it looks like it's the same old 5 drivers. It always is. Alpha. I'll say Alpha, no Ian Alpha, that team. Schumacher, the Astons, and the Williams. I mean, that's literally it. I mean, the rain, I think, could change this up drastically. That is the thing. But it says right now, we've still got a dry session. So I guess we've got to dive in here and look at the weather forecast to see when that rain is coming. But it still looks pretty dry to me. Look at that. It says there's a drop-off. So let's see, in the Q2, I mean the track looks like it's going to get worse way towards the end of the session, so may as well do our laps now. Alonso in 18.6, Hamilton not far off him, Leclerc and Sainz though, low 18s, I mean that's guaranteed us through. So I mean I don't know why Red Bull have left it though if the track's not going to get better, to be honest. So I mean we're saving softs here, interesting to see what the rest of the grid will be able to do here. As Perez sticks at P3, I mean you'd expect Verstappen probably to go fastest or in amongst us at the very least. Sector 2, yellow. Gasly is out of the session. Gasly has crashed. There's no red flag. Let's see what happened to pure Gasly at turn 4. I wonder what he's going to do. I mean that is that's basically Rosberg Hamilton without the other driver. There is our Q2 order: Leclerc, Sainz, Verstappen, Perez, Alonso, Hamilton, Russell, Bottas, Norris and Guan Yu make it through. I mean Alonso's what, 4/10 off pole? 5/10? Fucking, he's doing a good job here at some Grand Prix. Especially with rain set to come in. Holy fuck, it's about to rain. It is about to rain in about 4 minutes, so we need to get these cars out. Reconfigure. We're all on the fresh salt tyre, so I mean if you don't get your lap nailed here, you could be looking for a lowly grid slot. Both Ferraris out. I mean, Show's out first. Norris out next. Perez out. I mean, this is going to be interesting. Verstappen's out. Could be looking at a mixed up grid. Alonso, Russell. Let's see here. So we're 9 minutes in. I mean, he's just holding us up. So, I mean, that's Leclerc on his fast lap, kind of fucked by Fernando Alonso. But, I mean, both Red Bulls, Perez has no start his lap yet, while Verstappen is, he's in the final sector now. I'll tell you what, like, if the rain came on now, Red Bull would be bricking it. I mean, then again, we're not completed our fast lap, so, I mean, this is literally going to be the only lap. Maybe we should have fueled up for 2 runs, but I guess, you know, it is what it is. But the rain is not raining yet, but it's coming in. And, I mean, if it comes in the next couple of minutes, it could be a fucking disaster there for Red Bull. But Guan Yu Zhou does a 19.9, and that just says to me that it's too the track's got a lot slower. Well, I mean, I guess he's an Alfa Romeo. What are we going to do? I mean, we do an 18.2, so I mean, it hasn't really got that much slower. But Carlos Sainz gets, I mean, that's going to be pole, especially with rain coming. So let's see here. The rain is, it says it's a minute out. Where is both Red Bulls? Let's see here. Verstappen, not exactly doing great, but Perez, I mean, he's further in the lap. He may get the best lap time in here. And anyone else, it's no around. But Norris sticks at P3. Perez, I believe Red Bull are going to be alright. I mean, it would have been interesting to see what. Oh, it's raining now, actually. And Perez sticks at P3, but it's raining, and Max Verstappen is going to have to be struggling with the wet conditions. It looks like at this point, Lando Norris should be sticking to about P5. I believe Verstappen's going to get across that line with not too much bother, but everyone else, they are going to be in deep shit. Max Verstappen, I believe he should be behind Perez, man, or else he's pulled the lap out of nowhere. The track is getting damp. I mean, we're pitting anyway. Max Verstappen. Oh, Verstappen P4. So I think it goes to show you that the rain is picked up as we are heading back to the garage. And who's on a lap? Fernando Alonso round the final corner. I believe, is this the start lap? I believe this is actually the start lap. Yeah, like 4.3. Mercedes have fucked it. Mercedes have absolutely bottled it here. So it's going to be Carlos Sainz with pole position in his home Grand Prix. Absolute quality there for Carlos Sainz. But yeah, I mean, it's an absolute disaster from a Mercedes point of view here. They've thrown it away. 10 seconds off George Russell is. Just shows you how much pace they're losing it there. And I believe, man, we're basically just simming the rest of this. I mean, it's going to be Bottas in front of Hamilton. I guess he did the track when it was less. No, it's going to be Hamilton in front of Bottas. I mean, look at 22.2 seconds. Is what it is. There's no point in going out again. It's a wet track. Hamilton, that is your order for the race. Guan Yu Zhou out of place. Norris out of place. It's going to be a very interesting race. I mean, we all go out again. But it is what it is. I mean, it doesn't really matter. They're going to be... I mean, look how wet the track is. Sector 2. Yellow flag. Guan Yu Zhou has binned it at turn 10. I don't know if he was on the intermediate, so let's see what happened to Guan Yu Zhou. Just late breaks it. Oh, it's a nasty one, man. Brake failure or something. Don't know what's happened to Guan Yu Zhou there. But aye, that is going to be it, guys, for qualifying. And aye, Ferrari won too. We got the job done. Fuck, they got closer. Just shows you. Just shows you. We get a scout at a driver or staff member. Well, there you go. But I mean, they got closer in the end, but not too close for it to actually. Actually, Hamilton got back in front of Russell, so there you go. Both our drivers, the same strategy. I believe that is fair, medium, medium, soft. And we're just going to dive straight into this race. So here we have it, man. Hopefully. Mixed up grid, but not really for the top two teams. So it'll be interesting to see what happens behind us. But there could be carnage, guys. Last time it was carnage, but there was rain. But then again, Leclerc did bottle it. For essentially no reason. But here we are at the Spanish Grand Prix. Can we get back to winning ways? And away we go off the line. It's a good start for Carlos Sainz. We've got Norris and Zhou. Alonso in his home Grand Prix getting a good start. Zhou, very slow start, but fucking hell, Perez up to second. What's going on? What is going on? Oh, and Leclerc. Well, fuck the Red Bull. Sergio Perez is on the softs. That could be a problem. Norris, Guan Yu Zhou dropping down the field. I don't really need to see the overtake because Leclerc's got Perez back here. He's got the inside line. And he's hanging it. He's hanging it around the outside. Exactly what we like to see here. And there we go. There we go. Ferrari, man. Race of our own. Trying to warm the tyres up here. Oh yeah, he did, boy. He did. He did. He fucking did. Great opening lap, right, Ferrari, man. Just keep the pace. Do a good job. But it's once the DRS opens, man, you've no chance. That's the thing. Norris still in P5. Already see that there's a gap. Opening now, DRS enabled, not for this part of the circuit, but not great. Not great, to be honest. It's home Grand Prix, but Leclerc looks like he's on a mission today. I don't really want to affect the team as Fernando Alonso's overtook Norris and up to P5. As you can see, DRS open now for Leclerc. Perez gets the fastest lap. Leclerc blast past his teammate into the lead. Sainz goes defensive on Perez. Sainz just got nothing really to defend there. I mean, a bit depressing it, so we're just going to put him on deploy. Going to put Leclerc on aggressive, try and get a gap because he looks like he's just too quick for Sainz today. So we're going to do that, deploy that engine, get out of that DRS of that Red Bull. But now Sainz gets a DRS, you know, and you're just stuck in a fucking dilemma here of constantly holding each other up. Start and keep switching position, which is giving us a healthy enough lead here. We've got 2 seconds over Perez, but I mean it's still undercut range. It's still a 4-horse race for this victory. If Red Bull tries something a bit drastic. But yellow flag in sector 2, don't really know what that was. I believe it's Fernando Alonso. Oh, Fernando, mate, you went for P5 then the P12. Oh, Fernando, son. In his home Grand Prix, he's bottled it. He's threw away some valuable points. Oh no! Carlos Sainz is spun. Oh, come on. He spun at turn 1 in the DRS of Charles Leclerc. Just drops it. Fucking hell, Carlos. Ferrari, what are you doing? God, it's so fucking easy, man. You're throwing shit away like that. Perez is pitting. A few drivers are pitting. You know what? I'm going to bring in Carlos Sainz as for starting pits. Fuck, man. Going to get Sainz to pit and bring in Leclerc. Sainz wins his home Grand Prix. It's a fantastic result for the team. In his regard, well, Leclerc down in P8, do not believe it, man. Buried it in the wall and had the limp home with a damaged wing for basically all that race because we didn't have enough parts. What is that all about? There is your race results. I mean, nothing really surprising. Gio managed to get a point despite starting like, what, 5th? A bit shite in his behalf. Alonso mingled with the Alpines. Down at the bottom, it's the usual customers. Driver standings. Leclerc is in to second place now. Sainz into the lead. Verstappen is within 5 points of Leclerc. It is what, 14 points between the top 3 in the championship. Perez trying to get up there. So is the rest of the gang, but I don't know if it's possible. Into the constructors, we still lead that, but come on. What is Leclerc doing, guys? Till then, peace.